Color guard, return to ranks.
Good morning. You may be seated. Thank you to our first, second, third, and fourth grade Boy Scouts for bringing in the colors this morning. Welcome to our first annual Veterans Day program at Westside. I would like to thank all of our special guests, the men and women who bravely served our country in the military, and those still serving. Today, our students share with you just a small token of our appreciation for the immeasurable gift you once gave for our freedom and the freedom of others. Veterans Day was originally set as a U.S. legal holiday to end World War I, which took place on November 11, 1919. In 1945, President Eisenhower renamed the holiday Veterans Day to honor American veterans of all wars. There are 18.8 million veterans living in the U.S. today, and our state of Georgia has more than 500,000 veterans. Today at Westside, we honor the nearly 60 veterans, many of which are grandfathers, fathers, uncles, mothers, and grandmothers of our students. Under the direction of our music specialist, Miss Lydia Grant, our third, fourth, and fifth grade students and our Singing Singers Chorus will perform patriotic songs for you. We are also pleased to have keynote guest speaker Major Fromm here with us this morning. Before turning the program over to our students, I would like to conclude with a poem written by Cheryl Dyson. On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans the same.
I have the pleasure of introducing our guest speaker, Ms. Major Croft. Major Bouquet Croft is the State Equal Employment Manager for the Department of Defense. She is responsible for processing discrimination complaints from Army, Air, and federal civilians working for the Department of Defense. She also hosts numerous special emphasis programs for the military. Prior to assuming this position, she served as a military police liaison officer for the 648th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade in Fort Benning, Georgia. Major Croft is originally from Bronx, New York. Her civilian and military education includes a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Georgia State University and Command and General Staff Officer course for the military. She is currently pursuing her Master's of Public Health. Major Croft is the mother of Donnell Denson Jr. and extended mother of Kiera Robinson. They enjoy traveling, sports, movies, and quality time with family and friends. Major Croft joined the Army in January of 1997. She is a combat veteran with one tour in Iraq for Operations Enduring Freedom. She has served in various leadership and staff positions to include Personnel Officer, Provost Marshal, Company Commander, Logistical Officer, and Project Officer for the Yellow Ribbon Strong Bonds Reintegration Events for the 48th Brigade after her return from Afghanistan. Join me in welcoming Major A. Croft.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for allowing me to come here today and speak to you. This actually is quite an honor for me. Just as I was introduced, I've been in the military. January will be 23 years for me that I've been in this service. And it's been quite a journey. It has been quite a journey. I came in as a private, and at that time I was also in high school. In high school, I joined the JROTC program and was involved in the color guard and the honor guard, doing all of the, the marching and the steps that you see the soldiers do so often. And when I went off to college, I was able to continue as I went to a military college. And shortly thereafter, I was called up. We had September 11th. Many of y'all you wasn't born at that time, but many of you have heard about September 11th and the events that happened at that time, correct? Show of hands. All right. When September 11th happened, I was in college, and I was called up at that time to serve. I did 1 year in the state of Georgia, and we worked on the military installations here as military police. And then we were sent for 1 year to Iraq. Going over to Iraq was a whole new experience. We met a lot of new people. And it's different, actually, being in another country, seeing the people, seeing what things look like in real life as opposed to seeing things on TV, and learning other people's cultures. And so I got an opportunity to serve there, and we provided a lot of aid and assistance to the people there as well, and we did prison camps. We ran prison camps and escorts out there. After that, I came back and just continued to serve in various positions. How many of y'all either have a family member or know somebody that's deployed even right now? Wow, it's so many of you. It is so many. Well, let me tell you, the one biggest thing that us as soldiers, not just for me in the Army, but Air Force, Marines, all the different services, the one thing that's much appreciated by all of us is the support of all of you. That support means so much, and I can even tell you the countless times that simple acts, just saying thank you for your service, holding a door open. Some people have even paid for meals at times when we've been out. But just coming up to any service member and just thanking them for their service, having that support means so much, because the sacrifices have been great. The sacrifices many times people have to leave their family, their friends, and they go overseas, right? And that can be very challenging, even for some of you that might be the kids, and may have even your parents or uncles, aunts, and so forth that have gone to deploy. And just having that, those friends to be there for you means so much. Years ago, at a time right here in this very country, we didn't have all the support. There was a lot of people that did not support service members. So thank you all for your support and being here, and the flag, the songs, your colors, the representation of America. That's great, because this is the country that we live in, and this is the reason why us as service members, this is the reason that we raise our right hand and we pledge allegiance to that flag. The reason is for those freedoms that we have today. So how many of y'all in the audience have even thought about becoming a service member later on? Oh, quite a few. Quite a few. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, out of the close to 23 years that I've been in, I have no regrets. I have no regrets of being in this organization, because it has stretched me so much. It stretched me in my discipline, my discipline to go out and even handle situations, because life can get so very challenging. But for the different steps that you go through in here, that also prepares you many times for life in general and the struggles that you go through. And they paid for college. That's always also been a very, very great benefit. Not to mention many of the job opportunities that a lot of you like to do, whether it's electronics, teaching, maybe flying planes. A lot of those different things you can do in the military. And they'll send you to school, they'll train you, and they'll pay you to do it. So, you know, if you've got any questions, even after I leave from down here, please feel free to let me know. And I can take a couple of questions from y'all as well. Do any of y'all have any questions now that you've got a service member up here?
What age do you have to be before you can join?
So 17 years old is the starting age if you have consent from your parent. So your parent has to say, yes, you know, I'll go ahead and I'll sign up for you. If you don't have your parents' consent, at the age of 18, as a legal adult, you can sign your own name.
What do you do when you're a person that goes underwater?
Say again?
What do you do when you go underwater?
What branch goes underwater?
Oh, so, well, any of them can. But, you know, Navy does the ships, and they'll sail around. You've also got the Coast Guard. But all the branches have opportunities of doing training in the water as well.
What's the difference between the Marines and the Navy?
So, do we have any Marines or Navy out here?
There's a funny joke on Facebook where the Navy is described as the Uber for the Marines. The Navy is primarily responsible for the seas, and we Marines are a department of the Navy, so we carry them around to fight.
I can take a few more questions. I think someone back here. Go ahead.
The helicopters and airplanes, do they all go out in the water like how the tanks do?
How did?
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's many times before. Yes, yes, very, very useful. Go ahead. You can go ahead and ask your question. I'm listening.
Me?
It's okay. It's okay. Yes.
How old are you?
So the question was, have I been badly injured? I have not been badly injured while serving in the military at all. No, I have not. And how many more questions do we have time for? I think we're good. We're good? Okay. Thank you so much.
service recognized. Please stand for a special recognition.
And the music's not working. We did test it. There we go.
Thank you, Stingers. I am so proud of you. That was beautiful this morning. I know that our veterans and special guests really enjoyed and appreciated it. I'd like to give a special thank you again to Major Croft for coming and making time for us this morning to share your stories. Had a special request that we take a picture of all of the students and our guests here. So I'm going to do that right now. So everybody look up this way. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay. So at this time, our program in the auditorium now comes to a close, but we do invite all of our veterans and their stingers that are here for a reception in our media center. In order to get everybody there safely, we're going to ask that our students leave first. So if you are a 3rd, 4th, and 5th grader and you have a special guest here, you will remain and you'll find them in just a moment. Everybody else, look for your teacher and quietly exit down the hallway.